Heute zu Gast bei Fast Forward. Welcome on my show.
Thank you very much.
And when you wrote your new record, did you have all those string arrangements in your mind already, or is that completely separated?
I put the horn arrangement, like the French horns, I write those on keyboard, and I write some basic string arrangements, but the arrangements are taken to the next level when I meet a guy called Will Malone, who he writes the scores, and I give him my ideas, say on the track Nature is a Law, I talk about Aaron Copland, and I want a John Ford Western scene, and so we sort of discuss it and talk in real broad terms, and then he listens to my little pad. He knows what the horns are going to sound like, and he works around that. So, but I have before I start, I want the song to be taken to the point where I feel it moves my arms out and it feels like, yeah, it's finished, because I think at the moment I like giving my voice a nice, rich, deep bed.
Yeah. You need somebody then working with you that you must trust completely when it's difficult to describe what exactly you want it to sound like.
Yeah, totally. And this time, I think I decided this time if I want a horn line on there, I'll just write it myself and go with it. I found that if I sat on the piano, I'm limited on the piano, but that worked with what I did on the guitar, because it was becoming closer to me.
Yeah.
So the lyric and the music starts working better and more cohesive and together, because I've got more responsibility now with the sound.
I found lots of hope in your lyrics on this record. Do you think that your music reflects your state of mind at the time, or is it more like a utopia where you would like to be someday?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you felt hope at the end of the record, because that's what I want people to leave having been on a trip, but the emotional trip has left them feeling like, one, you want to play the record again, and two, you want to get up in the morning, or you want to, you know. But yeah, there is the track like Paradise, that is the utopian dream. That's wanting to take my wife, my son, and our tribe out of this fragile world and yeah, start again. Not only us, but mankind. It would be wonderful. Yeah, it's a wonderful dream to rub it out and start again.
Yeah. Is that something that is very important to you, sort of realizing, okay, there are more important things like a family and stuff like that, so why be negative in interviews? Why be negative in music?
Yeah, without a doubt, because I think when you do have a family, you realize that there is, I mean, I could spend the next hour being negative about bands, musicians, but I decided to stop ever commenting about other people's work, because it seems a lot of people do spend the majority of their interviews dissing other people, and yeah, but what I put out into the world now has got to resonate in a positive way. But that's by no means saying I'm a human being who's a sorted out individual, by no means. That's the process of writing the music, is trying to sort that out.
Yeah.
The mess.
Is it sort of that only you yourself feel this responsibility of being more positive, or is it, do you think that sort of you want all artists to deliver certain positivity or hope in their art?
No, I don't. I think that there's people that can deal in like nihilistic statements and music. It's each to your own. But it was just a personal thing. Not that I don't want to paint life as some black and white picture where we're all dancing around the flowers. What I want to do is go into my own psyche, my own head, and look around me and comment on that and talk about it. But ultimately there has to be another morning, another day, another chance, or there isn't much point fighting then.
Yeah. The next video we're going to watch is Check the Meaning. I'd like to talk about that video. Are you very involved in the video process, or don't you care?
Yeah, I was involved with my wife on this video process to the point where we had the director in a hotel called the Sign of the Angel discussing whether we were going to even have an angel in it. We had long discussions on this particular video, because obviously the angel, it kind of does that work with the fact I'm saying I'm agnostic, getting God, but man, she takes a female form. Is there too much symbolism in that? Is it taken away from the lyric? But in the end, the guy just persuaded me that it would look pretty stunning, and it would be, you know, again, it would leave you with a similar feeling as the music did. So at some point, you have to give up and you have to say, go for it. If someone gives you such a persuasive argument, so at that point, yeah, I have to abandon my opinion and make the video, walk down the street, bend under the bin, pull it on, you know, I have to do my bit then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end, there are some people pushing a house.
Yeah.
What would be your interpretation of that?
I think what I should do from now, I should get Mike Lipscomb, the director, and bring him around the world with me. And at this point, I'll just pop him out and say, Mike, right now, mate, it's up to you.
What did you
now
fucking
realize?
mean?
Do you realise what happens to the musician or the band as they go around the world after you've made your art? But no, the wall, I suppose I think it was an attempt to show that coming together, we can move things, we can change things, and it was an attempt to bring light on a dark situation. It was kind of by moving the building, it brought a little bit more light through the city, through this clogged urban kind of back street, you know, where the city becomes the very thick arteries in the middle, and I think he just thought, well, if we can show this, that together we can bring light and we can, you know, and then the angel isn't there at the end, so I'll leave it up to everyone else's interpretation.
That's what we always have to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here's Check the Meaning for you at home. Richard Ashcroft heute zu Gast bei Fast Forward. You mention God a lot in your lyrics on the new record.
Wish I hadn't.
Well, no, come on. Do you think, for yourself, you don't have to tell me,
yeah,
but have you sort of found out what God means to you, or are you still searching and confused about it?
Yeah, I'm still searching and I'm still confused, but very, you know, I think people find their own personal gods within things that are incredibly complex, but on the surface seem simple, like your child's eyes, you know, making love, watching the sunset, having a cup of tea. They can all induce a sense of a religious feeling within me, so no, that's what the record's about, I suppose. It's not just about a search for God or anything. It's God in the Numbers. That title to me is just funny. It's like the film Pi. Yeah. It's like the guy who finds the final code, who breaks the code and finds the number, sees the number as so beautiful that he gets God. He finally realizes that there must be a bigger plan, because the number is so beautiful, the code is so beautiful, it works so well. So I think Pi, the film Pi, was a big influence on that song. Yeah. And on Nature is the Law, it's like, again, it seems like a big, huge philosophical statement, it isn't. It's just a simple fact that I believe nature is the law, and it's, in many ways, you know, we try and kind of, man tries to straddle nature and tries to impose his will on it, but ultimately, nature has the final say, yeah, not only on Earth, but in the universe, you know what I mean? And
it's also better to sort of get in harmony with nature instead of fighting it, because that's sort of something sick to do.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And I'd like to talk about Man on a Mission. And there's this line in the song called, a man on a mission is a man in a bubble. Would that mean that the price for being on a mission is isolation?
I think so, yeah. The man on a mission is a man in a bubble. I mean, I'm not just talking about the salesman, the guy in the car whose family are asleep in bed by the time he gets home, and he's so concerned about the stock market that he can barely eat in the morning. The man on a mission, the salesman, Willie Loman, Death of a Salesman, Reginald Perrin. These characters I've always enjoyed. I like the idea of having my hair all over the place and a nice car, filling it up at the station next to someone who thought that someone like me, you know, because they're so involved in these symbols, be it the nice car, be it the whatever. That was what rock and roll, that's what excited about it. That's why I loved Elvis and his big pink car. You know, I like the fact that he, you know, showed another way. So the man on a mission could be me, it could be the salesman. We're all slightly blind people on a mission, yeah.
But that's a strange thing, because at first I thought being on a mission, which means isolation, would be a negative mission, but there can be also a positive mission, like taking care of your family or whatever. Yeah. And that also means isolation in a way, a good isolation.
Yeah.
Because you're fighting against something.
Yeah. Well, Man on a Mission, it's like the lyric within it in the verse. It's about, you know, the guy's going through therapy, he's sat on the couch, he's telling his life tale, he's taking the drugs to take the pain away, blah, blah, blah. He's going through the whole motion. And at the end, the outro, it's like a musical. They're saying there's no time to be wasted, I got no time to be wasting, blah, blah, blah. So really, it's just about the suffocation of the way that life and the need for success and for material things kind of suffocates the real beauty and life out of people's lives, you know.
Yeah.
And but I'm a sucker for that as well, you know.
And I'd like to talk about the people in your close around you. Sort of, if you who you accept as a critic of your music. Who do you show a finished song to?
Chris Potter, the producer, and Kate, my wife, and a couple of friends who were in the band. That's about it, really. They're the people. I don't think you need the opinion of hundreds of people, really, you know. I don't need it, really. But I do need the opinion of people that I, like I said, trust, and you trust their opinion. Their opinion, you trust it because over the years they've shown you that their viewpoint is often grounded in sense, like my wife, you know, constantly telling me things. And as soon as she says it, I think, Christ, we better sort that out because that is going to happen because, you know, it's happened. She's been right so long, why do I keep denying this, you know?
Okay, we'll have a short break and then we're back with Richard Ashcroft. Richard Ashcroft heute zu Gast bei Fast Forward. I think on this record, the black influence is even stronger. Would you go so far to saying it's a soul record?
Yeah, definitely. It's a soul record, without a doubt. But I think there are hints of country in there. There's some blues. I always dreamt of making a music that the genre, there was no particular one genre. You couldn't stamp it, you know. You couldn't say this is a rock record, this is a country record. Because I think over the years you listen to a lot of music and it filters in there. And when I'm trying to make a record, I'm just trying to recreate the spirit of those records. I'm not trying to go out and make a Otis Redding record or a Sly and the Family Stone record. I'm just trying to make something that makes me feel in a similar way, that makes me feel as good as those records. So on Check the Meaning, I think, for me, it's the closest I've got to something that kind of mixes up the JBs with Morricone, and, you know, it's kind of, yeah, there's definitely, I mean, my biggest influences, singers on my career have been soul singers, you know. And I believe, you know, Liam Gallagher is a soul singer. I believe he sings from a place that you know, can be given the tag as soul singer. I don't think it's about colour or anything.
No, it's about wanting to do something that's true and stays there forever and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Definitely. What do you hope your music could do to other people if you think of what other people's music has done to you?
Other people's music for me has, one, inspired me to not only make music myself. So if it motivates people to like make music, that's a good thing. And afterwards, if it, I don't know. I just want them to have something that is with them for life. Then I've not created or made something that's going to have a sell-by date that's going to, in 6 months' time, you're going to be bored. I hope that in 6 years' time, there'll still be things within the record that are new, that you're enjoying. So hopefully, I hope people have bought something that, like I said, is with them for life in a disposable world.
Yeah. What's up next?
Next for me,
Lots of touring, or?
Yeah, I'm doing a tour of England in November. I'm back to doing a couple of dates in Germany in December. Recording the next record, starting doing that next year. And then I'll go to America and the rest of the world, I suppose.
Okay,
yeah.
Beat the Americans up.
Pardon?
Beat the Americans up.
I'll give it a good go.
Thank you very much for the interview.
It's a great pleasure. Thank you.
Thank
nice
you.
One.